But our top story is on Karan Johar. After Bollywood A-listers Shah Rukh Khan and Amir Khan, the filmmaker has spoken out against the very controversial topic of intolerance. The director took a stand at the Jaipur Literature Festival, calling freedom of expression and democracy the two biggest jokes in India. A rather bold Karan Johar humorously referred to himself as, quote-unquote, an FIR king. He critiqued the restrictively censored environment for an artist who is forced to resort to clever policing in his work.
Revealing in today's times can land you in jail. We're in a tough country to speak about your personal life. I feel really sad about it because being a public figure, you're expected to kind of helm a certain movement, talk about freedom of expression, which is the biggest joke in the world, I believe. Democracy is the second biggest joke, I think. I really think that how are we democratic? I mean, how is there freedom of expression? I'm a filmmaker and I feel bound at every level. You know, be it like to do with what I put out on celluloid or what I say in print. I feel like there's always like some kind of a legal notice awaiting me. You know, everywhere I go, I'm scared. Like I'm scared I'm saying something in Jaipur. I don't know who'll file a case when I get home.
Let's go straight to our correspondent Anindo Banerjee, who joins us for more on this. Anindo, first of all, just take us through what exactly did Karan Johar say, and which question did he exactly rake up the very controversial issue of intolerance at the Jaipur Literature Festival?
Avantika, he was talking about artist freedom of expression and what kind of freedom of expressions are there in India as an artist while he was speaking in Jaipur Lit Fest. And a question was put to him very directly about artist freedom of expression. Then only he said that freedom of expression is a joke, is the biggest joke in the world, and he went on to say that the next biggest joke is that of democracy in the entire world. So that is a very bold statement coming from one of the top filmmakers of Bollywood. Remember, there has been multiple people, there has been Shah Rukh Khan, there have been Amir Khan, who made statements on intolerance and faced wrath of fringe groupers in the past as well as of the establishment. Also, the person, very interestingly, yesterday the government of India picked Priyanka Chopra along with Amitabh Bachchan as the brand ambassador, replacing Amir Khan. But remember, Priyanka Chopra wasn't very far away, made a very similar kind of statements about religious intolerance. So I'm sure that the establishment will find itself in a very embarrassing position today, with a plethora of bigwigs as far as the Bollywood is concerned coming forth and making their statements, making themselves clear about the whole supposed intolerance in this country, and it won't go down well as far as the government of the day is concerned.
Absolutely. In fact, Sharad Kumar also joins us for more on this. Sharad, a very bold and daring, statement being made by Karan Johar. When we have seen in the past, how there has been an unprecedented rebellion by the India's literary talent and the kind of, repercussions that they had to face after those comments that they made on intolerance.
Avantika, actually, he started saying that I don't want to talk on intolerance because we are in the film industry and we don't want to be into controversy. But when Sobhade asked about freedom of expression in country, he started showing what he thinks, and public was responding with applause. So he encouraged to say about this intolerance thing, and he started saying that he is facing case against for showing disrespect to national anthem for 14 years, and he wanted to say something at times when there is a movement going on in the country, but he withdraw himself just because he don't want to win controversy. It's a sad part. It's a very sad for a filmmaker that he is not able to say something on anything going on in the country. So actually, he said that freedom of expression and democracy both are a joke, a joke in this country. So he has given a very bold statement, and audience was endorsing him and with thunder applause. Definitely, Karan Johar has
All right.
stirred a hornet's nest in this lit fest, and much more will come here after this Karan Johar statement.
Right, Sharath. In fact, let's just listen into what exactly did Karan Johar had to say, and what did he share about intolerance and freedom of expression and speech in our country.
Revealing in today's times can land you in jail. We're in a tough country to speak about your personal life. And I feel really sad about it, because being a public figure, you're expected to kind of helm a certain movement, talk about freedom of expression, which is the biggest joke in the world, I believe. Democracy is the second biggest joke, I think. I really think that how are we democratic? I mean, how is there freedom of expression? I'm a filmmaker and I feel bound at every level. Be it like to do with what I put out on celluloid or what I say in print. I feel like there's always like some kind of a legal notice awaiting me. Everywhere I go, I'm scared. Like I'm scared I'm saying something in Jaipur. I don't know who'll file a case when I get home.
Okay, we have Rakesh Sinha from the RSS. Mr. Sinha, thank you so much for speaking to us on India Today. How do you respond to Karan Johar, saying that the freedom of expression, the freedom to articulate one's views has become a joke in our country?
I think he is speaking something which is against the realities. And there are thousands of newspapers in this country, hundreds of the news channels. Where is the question of freedom of expression? I think India is the country where freedom of expression and democracy, substantive democracy exists. Karan Johar considers himself a privileged citizen, that he can do and do anything and nobody can question. If someone is questioning the script of the film on the question of religious sentiment, whether he belongs to Islam or Christianity or Hinduism, then it is his right. If democracy is not one-sided, it is a multi-dimensional. If you have right to do something, someone has right to protest. But he wants that nobody has right to protest against his will. That is the reason that these people are protesting. I think Karan Johar is disconnected with the realities of the country.
But Mr. Sinha, with all due respect, we saw the kind of backlash that prominent Bollywood personalities like Shah Rukh Khan and Amir had to face for their comments on intolerance. I mean, their views landed up themselves in a lot of trouble.
The people of India rejected their views. It is their personal view. Shah Rukh Khan retreated. And Amir Khan also made a retreat. And I think after some time, Karan Johar would realize that whatever he spoke was against the reality of the country. I think that everybody in this country has his freedom of expression. Karan Johar faced any time that he made a film and the people of the country stop that film? No. If there is a legal question, then he should go for a legal battle. Legal battle is also a part of democracy. Judiciary is a part of democracy. Why he is excluding judiciary from the freedom of expression?
Right.
They strengthen democracy, and they are the check and balance.
All right, Mr. Rakesh Sinha, thank you so much for joining us. Shilpa Ratnam also joins us for more. Shilpa, India's intelligence here has been protesting against, the attacks against freedom of expression. We have seen the kind of incidents that happened in Mumbai when Ghulam Ali was also here, and the ink smearing, incident that took place. But these comments from Karan Johar is rather significant because it comes at a time when Amir Khan and Shah Rukh Khan both have landed up in a lot of trouble for their views and their thoughts on intolerance.
Well, Karan Johar had infamously landed in trouble around the same time last year for the roast that he participated in. A court case that he's still battling until now, and using that as a backdrop as well, and his childhood, his troubled childhood, he spoke about freedom of expression and democracy in India, and he called them the two biggest jokes. And he also referred to himself as an FIR king. And he said before releasing a film or before making any statement, he's wondering who's going to slap the next FIR on him. So he did speak, he did come down heavily upon the highly censored environment that artists today live in. And he also, spoke about how artists are forced to resort to clever policing in their works. And not just that, in his perhaps spoken take on homosexuality until date. He said that he doesn't blame closeted homosexuals in a country where they can be tortured 377 times for admitting it. And he also stressed on the need to change the average man's perception. So that was Karan Johar yesterday at the Jaipur Lit Fest, not just talking about the highly censorious environment around us, speaking about how there's a clamp on freedom of expression. He also spoke about Section 377. So, a filmmaker who's known, most popularly for his Candy Floss cinema, taking such a strong stand at the Jaipur Lit Fest, that's definitely making headlines.
Just stay with me. We also have with us Barkha Shukla Singh. Ma'am, thank you so much for speaking to us on India Today. Your reactions to Karan Johar now entering into this intolerance row that has certainly backfired for some superstars of Bollywood, but now he has taken a very bold stand by saying that freedom of expression, freedom of speech, democracy in any way is an absolute joke in our country.
I think it's absolutely wrong, and whatever he said, it's become a joke, because we are in a freedom, we are living in a freedom country. Or we have a freedom on speech, anything we can say. That is absolutely wrong. और उनको तो मजाक करने की आदत है. पहले भी he was in so many controversy was there. तो उनको कुछ बोलने की आदत है, और मैं समझती हूँ उनकी बातों पे बिल्कुल भी इस तरह से ध्यान नहीं देना चाहिए. और हिंदुस्तान एक ऐसी कंट्री है जहाँ पे कि हम जितनी आज़ादी से रह सकते हैं, बोल सकते हैं, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. No any other country has.
But ma'am, noted personalities, writers, authors, they've all expressed their dissent with intolerance. They've all, protested against the way and in the manner with which things and incidents have been handled in our country. They've also protested against the so-called self-appointed moral custodians. So maybe this is just his view and this is how he feels, and one is bound to respect the views from another person, isn't it?
It depends man to man. You see, I don't know. I can't say कौन दूसरा क्या सोच रहा है, किसकी थिंकिंग क्या है. तो ये अपने आदमी के अपने विचार हैं, थिंकिंग्स हैं. वो जो चाहे एक्सप्रेस कर सकता है. I don't think इसमें कोई.
But you condemn his remarks.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Barkha Shukla, thank you so much for speaking to us. Karan Johar there now saying that freedom of expression is a joke in our country, and he made those comments during the literature festival that is currently going on in Jaipur, and those comments come in the wake of the kind of controversy that Amir Khan and Shah Rukh Khan landed up after they expressed their views about intolerance. Now, we also have with us Shilpa Ratnam, who has been with us. Shilpa, now, have you been able to get a reaction from, Karan Johar, from his PR? Is he in any way afraid of the repercussions that he could face with his remarks that he has made? Because he's clearly, kicked a hornet's nest by making those comments.
Well, I think we expect repercussions because even yesterday he said we're in a tough country, and to speak about one's personal life.
Okay, we'll go to Shilpa in just a bit. But that's the bit of news that we're just getting in right now. Karan Johar making those comments. In fact, just let's listen in once again to what exactly did Karan Johar had to say on the very, controversial and sensitive topic of intolerance. And this is what he said.
Revealing in today's times can land you in jail. So we're in a tough country to speak about your personal life. I feel really sad about it, because being a public figure, you're expected to kind of helm a certain movement, talk about freedom of expression, which is the biggest joke in the world, I believe. Democracy is the second biggest joke, I think. I really think that how are we democratic? I mean, how is there freedom of expression? I'm a filmmaker and I feel bound at every level. Be it like to do with what I put out on celluloid or what I say in print. I feel like there's always like some kind of a legal notice awaiting me. Everywhere I go, I'm scared. Like I'm scared I'm saying something in Jaipur. I don't know who will file a case when I get home.
The centre, because Prime Minister Narendra Modi could reshuffle his cabinet, we are told, if not by the end of this month, but certainly before the budget session. Sources telling India Today that Prime Minister Modi